All right, let's talk about something we all think is super simple, milk. But what if I told you it's not just a food? We're about to see it as one of the most sophisticated, dynamic, and flat-out vital life support systems on the entire planet.
So, to really get why this is so critical, you have to wrap your head around this quote. Picture a newborn kangaroo, a tiny little joey. Now, get this. It's only as developed as a human fetus is at just 8 weeks. I mean, that is shockingly vulnerable. It's basically an embryo, but on the outside.
So that just begs the question, right? How on earth can something so fragile, so unfinished, possibly survive out in the real world? Well, the answer isn't in some fancy high-tech incubator. Nope. It's in its mother's milk. Okay, before we can really appreciate just how amazing that solution is, we've got to grasp the sheer scale of the problem. We're talking about a seriously vulnerable beginning here.
So there's a scientific term for this state, and it's altricial. All it means is being born totally helpless, super undeveloped, and completely dependent on your parents to stay alive. And you know who the masters of this strategy are? Marsupials. Think kangaroos and possums, and monotremes, like the echidna.
So what does that actually look like? Well, picture a tiny, pink, newborn kangaroo joey. Now, let's put that side by side with a baby horse, a foal. That foal is what we call precocial. It's up and walking around within hours of being born. The joey, totally different story. It's facing a much longer, way more dangerous journey. And for that joey, everything starts with milk.
All right, so how exactly does milk solve this huge problem of being so vulnerable? Well, its first job is probably not what you're thinking. It's not about food, it's about defense. It's basically a liquid immune shield.
Think about it. For a little animal born without a working immune system, the world is just a minefield of bacteria and viruses. So the number one, most immediate threat isn't hunger, it's infection. That's why the mother's milk has to step in and act like a borrowed immune system until the baby can finally build its own. And the complexity of this defense system is just, wow. It is amazing. We're not talking about just one or two ingredients here. This is a whole cocktail of protective agents. You've got antibodies to tag the bad guys, actual immune cells that go out and hunt down threats, antimicrobial peptides that kill pathogens on site, and then, in monotremes, you have this unique, super powerful antibacterial protein. It's a whole arsenal.
And this whole process has a name. It's called passive immunity. It's such a brilliant system. The mother does all the hard work, she makes the defenses, packages them up neatly in the milk, and then delivers them straight to the newborn. Those antibodies get absorbed right into the baby's bloodstream, giving it this temporary but absolutely vital shield against disease. It's just an incredible biological workaround, isn't it?
But you know what? That protection, that's only half the story. Once that immediate danger of infection is under control, the game changes. The focus shifts to growth. And this is where milk pulls out its second genius trick. It's an ever-changing, perfectly tailored recipe.
So the milk you might be familiar with, from cows or even humans, it stays pretty much the same, right? Well, not marsupial milk. It goes through this radical transformation. It starts off really watery, packed with carbohydrates. But as that joey gets bigger, the milk gets incredibly concentrated, totally shifting its formula to meet brand new developmental needs. So in the very beginning, most of the energy in the milk is coming from carbohydrates. You can think of this as the perfect fuel for just building the basic blueprint of this tiny, basically embryonic creature. The focus isn't on bulking up fast, it's all about fundamental construction.
But then, later on, the recipe just completely flips on its head. Now the milk is packed with lipids. That's fats. This stuff is pure, high-octane rocket fuel. It's designed to power a huge growth spurt, build up fat reserves to keep warm, and fuel the muscles of a joey that's finally getting big enough to explore the world. The recipe changes exactly when the baby needs it to. It's perfect.
Okay, so let's recap. Milk is providing immunity, and it's a changing menu. Pretty incredible, right? But hold on, because nature has an even more amazing trick up its sleeve. Seriously, this next part is where it gets truly mind-blowing.
So check out this puzzle. A mother kangaroo can have 2 babies at once. One is a tiny newborn and it's latched onto a teat, basically 24/7. The other is an older, bigger joey that's hopping in and out of the pouch. We just learned that these two need completely different things, right? The little one needs dilute, high-carb milk with lots of immune support. The bigger one needs concentrated, high-fat energy fuel. So, how can one mom make two totally different kinds of milk at the exact same time?
The answer has this amazing long name, asynchronous concurrent lactation. It's a ridiculously cool feat of biology. What it means is the mother's body is producing two completely different milk recipes from two different mammary glands at the exact same time. So one teat is putting out that high-carb immune-boosting formula for the newborn, while the teat right next to it is pumping out the high-fat, high-energy stuff for the older sibling. I mean, that is biological multitasking at its absolute peak.
Now, this whole system is just brilliant, right? I mean, it's a perfect solution to a really tough problem. But that kind of perfection doesn't come for free. There's a huge biological cost, and it's the mother who pays the entire bill.
Just let this number sink in. 222%. That's how much a mother's own energy needs can skyrocket during that late stage of lactation, when she's producing all that super dense, high-fat milk. It's a massive increase over her normal everyday needs.
Yeah, this chart really puts that cost into perspective. It's a massive, massive energetic burden. Think about it. She has to find more than double her usual amount of food every single day just to keep herself going and produce this liquid gold. It's an incredible testament to the sheer amount of investment it takes to raise these kinds of young.
So when you put all these pieces together, the picture becomes incredibly clear. For these animals, milk is so much more than just a meal. It's basically an external womb.
It's a complete life support system, giving the young everything it needs to finish developing outside the mother's body. It's a borrowed immune shield for when the baby has no defense. It's a personalized developmental program that literally changes its instructions over time. And it's a perfectly tailored food source that goes from being basic fuel all the way to rocket fuel.
And all of this really just leaves us with one final thought. We've uncovered a lot today, but you have to remember, this incredible stuff has been evolving for over 160 million years. So the real question is, what other evolutionary secrets are still locked away, just waiting to be discovered, inside this ancient, life-giving fluid?